This is the video review of the Mega Voyager Megazord from Power Rangers in Space. And there are a couple of odd things about it, like the EV8 dude right here doesn't quite fit with the more vehicle theme of the rest of the set. But I really do love this set because it has just so many interesting things going for it. And I'll start off with, I'm going to start with a... Well, let's see, let's start with the rocket, because it's the most interesting and has quite a few interactions with the other stuff. So this rocket is very long, very big, and it's quite hefty, and has a lot of little details, like, for example, it has these little treads here, so it can be its own little vehicle that can move around, but they fold away so that it has a clean rocket mode if you just want to go whoosh. And what's even more cool about it is that it has multiple stages. And so, like, here's the rocket. It's first going up. And this section runs out of fuel. You pop it off, it falls back to Earth. This section runs out of fuel, falls back to Earth. This section runs out of fuel, falls back to Earth, and then here you have this little capsule. And I love how it does this because it means that this thing also has a really cool transformation when we get to the... like how it splits apart into stages is how it combines with the rest of the guys to form the Mega Voyager Megazord. And so this thing is really cool, and it also has some interactions with the other figures. So for example, if you take the shuttle here, which the shuttle is probably like the worst part of this entire thing, because the only thing it really contributes to the set in the robot mode is the head right here, which is its own free-floating, like, satellite type thing. And otherwise, it's just a shield. But anyway, putting that back in, by itself, it does have this feature where you can pull up the handle for the shield and it has a little gun. But anyway, the way this interacts with the rocket is using the tabs for the head back here. It can tab in here and here. Then the front landing gear strut will tab into here. So you put it on like this, and here you have the rocket taking the shuttle away. Now, I guess the shuttle will have to come off before these sections did. It's a little bit odd, or I guess you could just say that in this mode it's just a different kind of rocket. But it's nice that it has this interaction with the shuttle, and it has an interaction with this little moon rover, lander, slider, skidder type thing. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but... And this is on the way to its transformation to the robot mode. If you fold this stuff in and fold this in, like this, and then you put it back together, you end up with a launch pad for the rocket. And so it can just go on like that, and so you have a launch pad, and I guess it could be mobile if you flipped out the skids. You have the shuttle, and you have this. So this is just a really neat, just a little extra mode that Bandai didn't have to throw in, but I'm so glad they did because it just adds an extra dimension of playability to this that you don't normally see. Now, anyway, I'll take this off, and I'll remove the head, get it ready for the combination, and pull this up, and then we'll set these guys off to the side for now. Now, I'll start with the transformation for these guys. Well, yeah, I'll just go ahead and start. We'll pop off this section here, and then we'll pop these apart, and these will be the legs. So I'll put these off to the side as well. And now we're going to look at the little EVA. EVA stands for Extravehicular Activity, so basically a spacesuit. And I really love the way this guy looks because just looking at him, it's not obvious what he is in the final combination because, like, these things are just lights over his shoulders so we can see what he's doing. This thing is his air pack and his thruster so he can move around. He has moving arms, bending elbows, and rotating wrists. No more articulation than that, but it's nice that he has any at all, because sometimes these little humanoid things just, like, maybe they have a ratchet arm here and nothing else. But it's a little bit odd with the set, but it looks quite nice. Now, Transformer, you're going to push this back, and it's like a lot of the stuff from the era, like the Shogun Megazord, how a lot of them did that, or the 8 Zord from the Ninja Megazord. And anyway, next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the legs, you're going to rotate them around, and they'll fold over this tab right here. And that's what will keep them in place. There's a little die-cast bit here that this will tab into a little clip right there as well. And then to finish it off, you'll rotate these down. And here you have the pelvis and the upper thighs. for the robot modes. And so to transform this, there's a little slot right here in the bottom of each of his feet. And there's a little spring-loaded tab right here in the legs, in the lower legs here. So you just slide them on like this. And boom, there you go, a lower body done. Now to continue the transformation, we're going to take off this part of the shuttle here. And we're going to, let's see, it goes on this way. The place where this tabbed in right here goes in the front, and this smaller clip here goes in the back. And you'll just put it over the body like this. And where it's attaching is with these little clips, little tabs right here. They are sitting in the armpits right there. And it doesn't seem like it would be a strong connection, but it really is a quite strong connection. Like, more so than I thought it would be. And now we're moving on to this guy right here. And this guy is the reason why it is so hard to find a complete, good condition copy of the Voyager Megazord, because it's not fragile if you know what you're doing, but if you don't know what you're doing, it's very easy to break this thing. Now, it's sort of like a space shuttle type thing, and I really like the way it looks, and like how it has these chrome rockets back here, so whoosh, it's just a really neat looking spaceship. To transform it, we're going to pop these in. We're going to lower this, and if you just try and pull the arms out here like this, you run a chance of breaking them. When I first got this, I didn't quite know how to do it, and I was able to force it through once, and I'm scared of what might have happened to the plastic there. I kind of want to open it up and see if there's anything I can do to, like, beef it up from the damage I caused and what the previous owner may have caused. But anyway, the way you need to transform it is you need to pull these out. You don't need to pull the fists out right away, but might as well since we're here. And then with the arms out here, that gives you a clearance over this section right here, and now you can pull these out like that. And the way that this combines is there are little grooves right in here. There are little grooves right in here, and the grooves are going to sit around these little tabs right here. So this is going to go over the top, and it's a bit difficult to do the first couple of times to get it to snap down. I find it's easier to do if you do it from the back. I'm not entirely sure why. There's a bit of a technique to it that I can't explain. You just need to do it a couple of times before you really understand it. And there's a little tab right here that will clip into there. And like right now, the arms are a little bit wobbly, but when you get this in, the chest becomes quite a bit more solid. Then you'll rotate the arms forward like that. Then we'll take the head, we'll pop it onto the top. And here we have the Voyager Megazord all put together, minus his two accessories, which are these bits right here. And I am a little bit miffed that there isn't a better thing to do with these, but we'll get to one of my complaints about this in a little bit. But anyway, here's the Megazord by itself, and I love the way this thing looks. Like, from the constituent parts, it doesn't look like you can get a robot mode that looks this distinctive. Like, it almost looks like there isn't enough material from just all the little itty-bitty bits. But because of how this thing splits into multiple stages, we just got a really, really awesome transformation on this guy, and I love this thing. Now for articulation, the arms rotate around 360, and that's about all you get, because this was a fairly early Megazord, like not too early, like halfway through Super Sentai, but still, it's about 15 to 20 years old. I can't remember exactly when In Space came out. But anyway, for the accessories, first you have this thing which forms a shield, which if you aren't lucky enough to get one with a sticker here, it looks really, really bad. Anyway, you'll lift this up, you'll put it into his hand, and it actually works pretty well as a shield. I just wish that it could do something a bit different. Like, I wish that you could fit, like, this gap back here is kind of ugly. I wish you could fill it in with the shuttle. Now, there's something else we can do with the gap to fill it in, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But I wish that, in case you didn't have the figure necessary to fill in the gap, that the shuttle could still fill it in. Because then at least the shuttle wouldn't have to be in his hand, or just loose off to the side if you don't want him holding it. Because I really do like the look of the figure without any of his accessories. Now we have this, which is the top part of the rocket, and this forms an underarm slung rocket launcher. And it's supposed to, like, be able to shoot this out, but the spring is so weak, and the spring is actually in the rocket itself, and it's just a super weak spring. I almost feel like the gimmick is that you can push it out, not that it can launch. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Excuse me. But the way it combines, or the way he holds it, is this folds, slides over his fist like that, and it's kind of weird. I'm not entirely sure how much I like it. Like, it's definitely not on my high list of really awesome Super Sentai weapons. It's kind of low tier, but I do admit that all decked out with all of his accessories, he does look quite intimidating. I certainly wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of this, and that is a believable shield. Now, anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to combine him with the Mega Winger down here. I reviewed this guy a long time ago. I gave him kind of a bad review because he really is kind of a boring figure by himself, and very kibbly with all of this. But the reason for the Mega Winger is you can pop off his wing pack. And if you happen to lose a wing pack, he still makes a decent shuttle by himself, but I might re-review this guy sometime down the line just because it's been a long time since I've reviewed this guy, and when I did it, I had my one of my older setups, review setups, and it really wasn't that great of a video. But anyway, what you do with this thing is it's going to sit in this cradle right here, and these little tabs right here that clipped into here and here are going to sit in here. And I'm not sure exactly how well it holds, like, what exactly is responsible for holding what, because it does end up being kind of a solid connection. Like, I wouldn't want to pick up the figure for too long by it, but you can pick up the figure by it. But I'm not sure exactly which tabs are most important for it. But anyway, when you get those on, it fills in the back very nicely, and when you turn it around, he has a wing pack, and he looks really awesome like this. Like, I love this. Like, the Mega Winger is super duper cheap because no one wants it. But if you have the Mega Voyager Megazord, it's worth getting it just for this, because I love the way this looks. And I think it's called like the Mega Winger, Mega Voyager Megazord. Too many megas. That may not be the exact name, but it's something along those lines. But anyway, this has been a video review of the Mega Voyager Megazord. I really love this thing. If you can find a good condition copy of it, jump on it when you can, especially if it's for a decent price. Like anything below $80, if the red Zord right here isn't broken in. The problem with that is just like kids step on it, and the plastic is a little bit thin, so it wouldn't take much to break it if with the full weight of a person behind it. But in like collector hands, it's not going to be a problem. And then I already mentioned the yellow Zord up there. So it's kind of hard to find a good condition copy of this guy, but if you can, definitely get him. He is a must-buy. I spent about 2 years looking for one, and I finally got one. I'm very, very happy with it. So anyway, I review Power Rangers, Transformers, Tobots, car robots, Mini-Force stuff, lots of stuff like that. If any of that sounds interesting, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.